Hi, for all the subscribers. Let's hope that the internet works with us. So this is a question and answer session. So you can fire away and ask questions. So I'm really looking forward to answering your questions. I'm going to see how much time we can actually give to that. Hi, Juan. Hope you're all doing well. I'm sure there's many questions with regards to so many things flying around on social media at the moment. Many messages going out into the world. Many of these honey traps going out there. And if you have any questions, now's the time for you to ask. Hi, James. Is the Russian KGB involved in the recent uprising in South Africa? I think there's many organizations involved. I can tell you one thing, that with regards to intelligence agencies, I can't imagine that any of them aren't involved in when something like this happens in any country anyway. Yes. Kyk at die skaduwees uit. Hi. Zolbart. I don't know what kind of zols you have where you're at. Yeah. In my travels around the country, I've seen all kinds of zols. I'm not a smoker. Yeah. But especially down in Cape Town, there's zols everywhere. All sorts. At least it's not a donkey draw. So yes, if you have any questions, yes, with regards to James Quinn's question, and thanks for having your real name, it helps. Yes, the KGB themselves, if you actually look at Vladimir Putin, he's a person that speaks out against the New World Order often. But the tactics he uses is typical KGB tactics. He was a Russian spy. He worked within the KGB. He was highly trained within the KGB. In the new future we're creating for the country, I believe people in my life, I don't smoke cigarettes, but I believe other people absolutely have the right to do that. If you want to put J's fluid into your veins and die, I can't stop you. And this is what liberty is about at the end of the day. A second wave of what? This might involve ISIS and be more organized. Who is behind this? Well, Johan, there's many people behind what is happening on the ground, and it's very complex. So in any uprising in a country or any organized chaos, all you need are a couple of instigators that have planned this a long time ago, and you use circumstances within communities to then trigger your end result or outcome. And you don't actually know beforehand how much success you'll have, but this is a tester. That's what I told people, the people behind this. I've been aware of their plans for 3 years now. They are not South Africans. They're from outside the country. They have fair skin like me. They have absolutely nothing to do with the Zuma camp, that I can assure you. And the one thing that you need to know is that it is all to bring a new world order into being. It's all part of the plan. And this plan's being rolled out worldwide. It's not just going to happen here. It's going to happen throughout the world. And South Africa will have unique circumstances within which this will take place. And the timelines, and the thing is, with this tester, I think they had a lot more success than they had imagined, because they did not roll out the full plan. They only roll out part of one of the plan. Because I understand this plan, I know exactly how they plan on doing this in future. And for a rollout of part one, I think they had a lot more success. So when the government says that the insurgency was arrested and stopped, I don't think they have a good appreciation for what's going on behind the scenes and for what can still happen. Dalk is die polisie minder focus op dat. Well, they shouldn't focus on that at all. It's ridiculous that the police is hunting people with daggazols, really. Hi, Andre Lau. Where is Cyril? Yes, Wayne, please tell me where Cyril is. Cyril, when he threw out his, everyone's going to get a grant, pulled him back in line, and he's fighting for that side of the fence again. The other side of our fence. So hopefully the people in this chat understand that we want freedom, we want liberty. So the right to choose, while not hurting other people. You know, if you want to hurt other people, there should be consequences. And this is what common law does. When you have thousands of people raiding a mall and burning it to the ground, that's common law taking place. That is common law. Because the majority of people decide what the law is at any given point in time. So common law can backfire on you like you cannot believe. Peacekeepers from the UK, I would say the United Nations, James. I don't necessarily think so. Remember what I said earlier. What the people decide to do is common law. If the people decide anything, that is what goes. If all the people in South Africa decide they want to run around naked in the streets, that will be legal. That's it. If I have to now make it blunt and plain and simple. It's that simple. Hi, Zubaida. 1000 mense per dag vir Dagga toegesluit. Okay, I don't want this discussion to be about Dagga. This is a question and answer session. So we've got another 25 minutes. I want to carry on till about 9:30 before I settle down. So this is not going to be a 2-hour session. So any questions that you've got for me, anything. Luckily, I don't have WhatsApp and Telegram at the moment. Sakina said on Morning Live this morning on SABC to mainstream media. Please, Ayman and Corsi, please tell me what Sakina said. You know, I used to listen to Sakina's shows when I drove to my last contract at Kuburg, and she had some very interesting insights. So if you could just tell me what Sakina said, and I'll give you my opinion on that. Hi, Darwin, Gavin. Johan, okay, so this may not stop in the short term. This is only going to get worse. No food, no work, COVID, etc. SAPS and SADF cannot counter. How do we control the safety issue? Johan, this is very simple. You know, I've told people my answer to this. I'm a member of OM and the Organic Humanity Movement. The people are prepared on the ground and able to organize properly and be trained properly. It's that simple. But anyone can do things in whichever way that they want. It's just in isolation, it's difficult for a person to fend for themselves. If you are organized in groups of people that know what they're doing, where they are, then you can counteract any tyranny. And in KwaZulu-Natal, the OM members were more prepared than most other people because they had the relevant training. And hopefully, if they had exercised that training, it would have been very, very useful and will become more useful so in future. Hi, Emma. It's not about refusing the global income, Emma. What we need to do is become the government. That's what we need to do as fast as possible. So we need as many people as possible to be independent. That's what we need right now. So that then you don't even get bothered by things like, so the people understand that this is not fake news. It's not a conspiracy theory. It is a conspiracy. That's absolutely what it is. Conspiracies exist. Are the problems related to outside forces being able to abuse low morals people have on things like stealing? Absolutely, Gavin. Gavin Ensslin, very good point that you make. So people are used in their communities. The weaknesses are checked. I know these people went into communities. They actually strategized. They actually found people that they can use to instigate. I know that because that was done in the area where we lived at the time. This was more than 3 years ago. This was planned meticulously. And it's the same people that are involved with many movements. I mean, you'll be shocked when you actually understand what are involved in. Like Move 1 Million and hashtag I'm Staying. You know, it's and a lot of people are used in the process. And you can warn them and say, listen, yeah, what you're doing on the ground is actually not what you're thinking that you're achieving. And on Wednesday night, in that training session, I'll be going into a lot of details so that people understand how you can see the wolves in sheep's clothing and understand whether you're actually batting for the right team or not. If you're batting for the team of freedom, because many of us do things on a daily basis that is basically annihilating your own freedom. James Quinn says, I have to know why South Africa. Let me just go further up. Have you read the book? There's many other books. But yes, I have not read that book. Nino Mofokeng. Hi, who was behind the unrest? Cyril listening to his last address, he just doesn't sound like he's speaking or addressing us. Is Cyril one of the main instigators? It's not Cyril directly, it's his master. So it's the people that control him. You know, Cyril was given shares in Anglo American at a very young age, and his life was controlled from that moment. I don't think he's very comfortable with that. He was certainly thrown under the bus during this time. He was on his own, he was left on his own. But the last things that he out, and then after that week, it went back to the old regurgitation of a script again. Because the moment he speaks about this universal income grant, it means they had achieved certain things. You do certain work since forever. I mean, since Amschel Rothschild started controlling what's happening in the world, using a banking system, a financial system that can control any monarchy or any government anywhere in the world, and actually succeeded. Why South Africa, James, with regards to what? To Romania, why South Africa is unique in many ways? If you can just clarify so that I understand in which direction that question is going. Hi, Shaz, Michael. Hope you're doing well there in Holland. Why was South Africa targeted? Well, South Africa is a very unique place, and I discuss this in my meetings extensively, why South Africa is unique. We have mineral wealth. We are strategically located. The people of South Africa don't buckle easily. We don't just fall for one narrative. We are so diverse that we don't agree with each other on most things, and this has helped us against becoming this new world order that's been created because we have different cultural backgrounds, different religions. So our diversity has been our strength against the new world order plans. You know, anyone that thinks that the economy of the country is the most important thing, you're absolutely stupid. Freedom is the most important thing because soon that economy will be used against you. So you will see people like Anthony Turton writing the biggest load of garbage about what's happening in South Africa because he is a new world order proponent and not understanding what these people are saying. It sounds like they're saying everything right, but it's according to a script. You'll see Adrian Besson saying the same thing, the News 24 editor. You'll see the people on SABC saying the same thing. So that script is run out. And then that script is a United Nations Agenda 2030 script. It focuses on the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. It also focuses on the United Nations Agenda 2021, which is basically population control. So either you want to be free or you don't want to be free. So South Africa is a hotspot target. But we don't group think. We're not like Australia. We're not like England. We're not like New Zealand, where the people are group thinking, where everyone's thinking the same way. Because we are so diverse, they cannot control the mainstream South Africans. It's impossible. So they're really battling. The first thing you need to know about them is that they are actually Facebook partners. So they work with Facebook Africa, and they can affect many other groups. And one of the first things they did, I always say, look at what the people do, is the admins went and Rams do that. And then you look at the people that fund them, like Michael Louis, South Africa, and you have your answer. What's happening in the country. I mean, the open can be a good way to reset the economy. Over a 10-year term, we can have a UBI that reduces by 10% per year. This is the only way to restart all from the same dignity and morals. Do you know what we need? We need people to grow their own food and have their own water. That is what you do. Let me make this patently clear. There is nothing but these 5 things that matter: water, food, shelter, energy, and something to keep you sane. If you are investing or banking on anything outside of those 5 things, you are mistaken and you are misleading people. Until you have those 5 things under control, nothing else matters. Nothing else matters. Let me make that patently clear. Oh yes, thumbs up helps to drive the algorithms. We have over 200 people watching now. But once again, I have to get back to those 5 things. People, don't get distracted. If something doesn't involve strengthening yourself with those 5 things, jy gaan jou gat sien. You are going to see your backside without a mirror, like they said in the army. Okay, please, people. water, thirst. You need all of those things to stay alive and maintain civility. This is where we're at. I mean, if any of you think that we're in some kind of a cuckoo Alice in Wonderland, wake up and smell the roses. Magnus Haystack said there will be a violent conflict between SAPs and legal gun owners when Cyril tries to disarm them. Thoughts on that? Well, I can't answer Magnus Haystack. I haven't met him. I haven't spoken to him. I don't know if he has Illuminati ideology. I don't know how his stance is on the United Nations, etc. I would have to ask those questions first. For those who have already responded to attend the exposing the wolves in sheep's clothing, giving you the tools to actually see a Newell or a stooge. That session on Wednesday, I will go into a lot of detail so that you will be able to have the tools to figure out who is with us and who's against us. Hi, Darwin. Mainstream media. True now. Hi, Juliet. Oh, my word. There's so many. Line, no insurrection, and 2 new anchors for the same news organization did call it exactly. Hashtag essay unrest. I think there was a lot of confusion because they were saying now that this, because remember they had to have this fall guy like Goldstein in 1984. Jacob Zuma is that fall guy and he's their Goldstein. If you've read 1984, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Was a looting a cover-up for people that were instigating this to stock up for possible confrontation? I think there was a big mixture of things happening. So I don't think you can pinpoint anything exactly. Once again, the instigators are people that use people in societies, attributes, cultural attributes, frustrations, and many other things to drive their own agenda. The people that end up looting, they literally want to loot. I mean, it's that simple. What oath of office? The politicians, when they take that oath of office and they take the first vote in parliament or in council, they have violated it immediately because they take an oath that they will support their constituents. The first time they can take instructions from the speaker in the parliamentary house, or from the speaker or the whip of the party in the local council, they have violated that oath. Because it means they're not considering you anymore, they're considering their party. And they are voting with their party, not their conscience or for their constituents, which means that they have violated their oath. There's not a single, for a few. Oh, I lie. There were actually people that voted, DA fired them afterwards. There you go. That's what happens to you. And the person they supported later then became the chief whip. Patricia DeLaw was furious and she stormed out of the council session at the time. So yeah, lots of nasties happening in the current system. It's a terrible system and we need to change it completely. Solidarity, just like with the first session I did on exiting the rabbit hole, I will go into detail as to how you can see and test Solidarity, the Freedom Front Plus, any person, whatever they say, you'll be able to test them and see, are they aligned with the New World Order or not? If anyone is aligned with the United Nations in any way, shape, or form, they are an enemy to freedom. End of story. That's just a simple statement. I'll go into a lot more detail in that session. Anonymous, 1984 is such a scary movie. When do you think the UN will run RSA? 2025, how did you know? And what are the chances things will go that way? Well, I do think there is a strong chance of them actually having a short interim government stage. If we are prepared enough, it won't be long. It won't last very long. So we're rushing against time right now, to be honest. Okay. Bradley van Eck. Hi, Darlene, Zulega. They want to pardon the looters, sick and wrong. You know, I don't even know what that's supposed to mean. It's just wrong to loot things from other people. It's theft. End of why not? Remember, leader and a one world religion. To achieve this, what do you need to do? You need to destabilize all governments around the world so that people turn against governments. We will end up, the United Nations as free reign, and you will never have freedom again. This is why I speak about the 2 points of no return. The one is when 5th generation technology is developed to fully monitor, track, and trace us. In other words, you cannot organize it anymore against the government. The other is when we are all disarmed. In other words, you're not allowed to own firearms for self-defense. The moment that happens, it's tickets. Okay, it's overs, overs. All my efforts would be in vain. And I'm not going to let that happen. Hi, Juliet. Hope you're doing well. Yes, Solbart, that's so true. South Africans are very plus. Huge plus. Sammy, Australia, Canada literally have no pushback. Why? Because they all have groupthink. You know, the majority of people in those countries think the same. And they have small groups that are indoctrinated. They are so screwed, it's not even funny. I mean, they're burning churches to the ground in Canada at the moment. And the president is saying nothing. Read the DA manifesto documents recently. They are literally advocating for SSDGs and UN Agenda 2030. They're not advocating for it now. They are it. They are the New World Order. This is why I left it. They are their top 10, their top brass that they call their brain trust. They are New World Order enablers. This is all they are doing is pushing that agenda. And John Steenhuisen is the biggest stooge on planet Earth, really. He's the biggest pushover. Disruptions in the stream. I'm not sure what you mean, Michael. Jason, hey there, keep up the good. Remember, I'm nobody's leader. I just bring information. Are level 2 people not freedom orientated? Actually, no, Paul. No, not at all. You could. I think you only become free, fully free, once you exit level 4. But your level of freedom increases once you're out of the rabbit hole. If your society you're living in is a free society, you can be in level 2 and be completely free. So that is possible. But I don't know of any society like that at this stage. Okay, so it depends on the society you're born into. If they understand freedom and they allow people to be free, you can be at level 2, never enter the rabbit hole, and live a blissful life. Absolutely possible, Paul. If it's a bit bad, what is happening in Canada is horrifying. Absolutely. I mean, if people aren't absolutely... Karen, remember Malema's attack on cliques. Why are they not being arrested as a 12 behind this looting spree? Farce. It's a complete farce, of course. You know, they're just going to find people attached to or supporters of Jacob Zuma while Jacob Zuma is sitting in prison. He handed himself over voluntarily. He could have asked for riots all over the country. This place would have been burnt to the ground. I can tell you that now. So Jacob Zuma didn't want this country destroyed. He decided to hand himself over. That's exactly what he did. So, yes, I mean, you know, Karen, you are seeing the obvious. You know, Julius Malema is playing a role for MI6, the British Foreign Intelligence, whether he understands it or not. And he's just a stooge puppet for them as well. You know, he's not as big a deal. I will still I've got all the material for my video on his life. It's not that impressive at all. But you will see, if I have to put the word Julius Malema in any video cover, gazillions of people will watch the video. That is how much anxiety people have in their minds for anything that he does. He's completely and utterly irrelevant. So you don't go cuckoos. Okay. So shelter is part of the things that keep you safe. So water, food, shelter. Shelter can be many things. The growing of food is hard in South Africa. We've got 60% desert and arid with droughts. No, Michael. There's plenty of space in South Africa to grow food. Lots of space. Africa Clothing. Hey, there's in one of your meetings you discredited geoengineering weather manipulations as in HARP or NextRad, but looking at the earthly weather phenomenon in Europe, Asia, New Zealand, Middle East at the moment, as well as our SA droughts, there seems bigger threats to food supply disruptions than an uproar like in KZN. What is your personal take on that? Well, firstly, the world weather has been changing since forever. And, you know, if I can tell you that HARP isn't controlling squat. If you actually go and look at the size of the HARP antenna, the amount of megawatts that goes into it, I think there's only 3.5 megawatts available from 2 or 3 diesel generators, and they've never run it to that high. And that's a beam going straight up into the upper atmosphere. to create a plasma shield. And the test was to see whether ICBMs can actually be shielded from seeing their targets before they do re-entry into the Earth's atmosphere. And the test was successful. So you can have mini harps all over the world that stop ICBMs from entering. And now Russia has gone and created nuclear powered missiles that can just fly around those shields. So Putin has said, well, your harp means bugger all in any case. So harp is not changing weather anywhere in the world. It can't do it. It's technically impossible. Hi, Des, we're growing our own veggies. Pity we cannot keep chickens. That needs to change, Maria, really. FSCA, elaborate, Eugene. Eliza Bota, ay. Greetings from Grainstown. Hi. Anti-Marxist, hope you're doing well. Is that the Rambo ghost dance? When do you think Tokyo Sexwale will be ANC president 2025? It's going to be interesting, whether he will actually be needed, because Cyril can still step up to the plate, or he can completely just throw in the towel. I think Cyril's going to buckle. That's my personal take at this stage. Wow, we have over 300 views. Thanks. Please like the video so the algorithms can take it somewhere. We've got 92 likes. We have 300 people viewing. If you like the video, then the algorithms will put this video out there. And hopefully the information we're dealing with now is important. So Tokyo Sexwale, we'll see. I think Cyril's going to buckle and Tokyo is going to take over. I think there's other options too, like Neil de Beer. Remember, he's part of the plans to implement the UN's New World Order in South Africa. This is why he will defend the constitution at all costs. This current constitution we have, that's a complete sellout of people's freedom. For someone to defend this constitution, they either don't understand it or they actually believe in the sick things that's in there. The fact that your child at the age of 12 can divorce your family. I mean, my eldest son is 12 now. He can divorce his mother and father. It's madness. Madness. Who came up with this trash? I can tell you, I have the documents and I'll deal with it in some members' videos. Hillary Clinton was behind it. She actually drove that plan and then it was implemented in South Africa. Please watch and follow Dr. Elaine R. Ingham. She's a microbiologist. Great ideas for growing your own soil. Anyone that helps people to grow food, please follow, support them in any which way you can. Okay. Growing food, having water, many other things, that's where you need to be at. Organic farming, very important. Who is behind Cape Independence? As I only see one person, what is that end game? The end game is simply a divided country. So once you have Cape Independence and you split the country away, and you'll see, I put out the video today where they are promoting that they can be energy independent. It's flipping impossible. So it's going to cause such disruptions. But then what you do is they will kill off all normal industry. They will set up these smart cities. And this is why they want Coburg shut down, because they want to build a smart city called West Cape opposite Coburg. Now, if you actually drive past Century City, you will see there that this is how you should live. Now, during this lockdown, they dictated to you how you will live. Now, if people want to live that way, it's their choice. It's not me. I'm sorry. Now, if people want to live that way, it's their choice. It's not resistance. That's me. And you can do everything under the current constitution. It allows for everything we're doing. So Cape Independence, there's a lot of people behind it. But just remember one thing. To get a couple of people to start with an idea, they might not understand fully what they are involved in. The moment the DA stepped into the fray and you have Nastasia Mazon saying that they are federalist and that they want the premiers to have an option to ask for a referendum. They want that Cape Independence vote. And the next thing that they'll do is, well, they're proving that they're not actually an opposition at all, that they're a fake opposition. They were never interested in becoming the ruling party. And now what they'll be an opposition at all, that they're a fake opposition. They were never interested in becoming the ruling party. Or the crap year first. This is literally, watch it afterwards. Okay, let me just see. There's many other questions. We've come to the end of the half an hour now. So I need to a bit better. It's not perfect. As you can see, there's a problem at the moment that our stream is not top notch. There's many questions I have not answered. Wow, there's a lot. There's something about Freemasons here that just pricked my interest. Can you recommend a suitable book or links to read in the New World Order and the Illuminati? The Bavarian Illuminati, I did extensive videos on that June time series. The first video on the New World Order, and then the 3 videos on the Rothschild family. So those 3 videos those 4 videos encapsulates everything you need to know at this stage that I believe is relevant. I've condensed it. It took me flipping hours, well, weeks to do. So go and watch those videos and they will help you. So this is my Moments in Time series. It's in the playlist. The first 4 videos, and they put an age restriction of 18 on. But you can still watch the video. Just say you're older than 18. So, yes, there's 4 videos. And then watch the tell you. Cheryl, we should all wake up. That messed up plan came from Hillary Clinton and Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey actually started the whole movement towards us being our own God. And, you know, that New Age movement, Oprah was a very strong proponent of this. And it's all in line with the New World Order. So Oprah is fully a New World Order stooge. Okay, the first thing I can say is the Masons do not control the world's financial systems, and the Illuminati as an organization does not exist anymore. They were banned in the 17th. So many people adhere to the Bavarian Illuminati doctrine. And you can call them Illuminati, but they're not in any formal organization called the Illuminati. If anyone tries to recruit you into that, they're trying to make money out of you. They're taking you for a fool. Grimm's Adventures, Bikes and Petrol Heads. Cape Independence won't work. They don't have enough Eskom power. Absolutely. You know, just based on Eskom alone and independent energy needs, you cannot make the Cape independent. That's one thing. That's only one thing. That's besides the people in Gauteng. It's like you isolating yourself from the rest of the country. Those oaks will come donor you. Do you think they can gebluk some more? That's all I can tell you. Good luck to you. It's going to be a moerse fight. And jy gaan op jou moer kry. One time. Erg. Arno Serfontein, so what's the plan? We're already working the plan, Arno. You can just hop on board and become a part of the solution. Independent leaders. There's no one leader or person that's going to save you. And that is the beauty of the plan. Cape independence and other enclaves is best solution. I don't know what you're doing in this stream because that is the New World Order you're speaking of, Nicholas. So if you believe in Cape independence, this is not the place for you. You can go hide out with them. Okay. And when they take all your freedom away, short notice. So yeah, liberties. Those of you that are new, go to the channel, go and look at the playlist. I have oodles of videos on so many things. If you watch the entire Moments in Time series, there's 2 videos on Sina van Rensburg there. And once they've been watched enough, I can continue with that. But, you know, people, many of them are doing things. Many of them are activated on the ground. And that is what we need. Gates is a nutcase, okay? His father served on the committee of 300. He served on the committee. Now he's made his name Totti. And he's not in favor with him at the moment. So now he wants to build small new. Yeah. Yeah, internet is a huge problem. I'm sorry about that. But you'll be able to watch this afterwards. So I'm going to end the stream now. Thank you for coming on. It was short notice. And get better. But the internet has been very bad here in general. So yes, but you can watch the stream afterwards and then you should be able to get all the details. Thank you very much. See you later.